Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. Before I get started, I want you guys to make sure to smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure those post notifications are turned on, make sure you're sharing on social media platforms. Truly appreciate that. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday evening. Peace and blessings to everybody, man. Love and appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for always liking, sharing, commenting, and being able to subscribe to the channel, man. Much love, appreciate it. But on to the video. So last night, I was watching the football game between America's Game of the Week on CBS, if you want to say, with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead. And the Bills survived. They win 2017 over Kansas City. Everybody knows in the fourth quarter, you know what we're going to talk about. And it's obviously the main topic, and it's the Kadarius Toney offside penalty call made by the refs on the first down play when Patrick Mahomes throws the ball to Kelsey. Kelsey gets quickly doubled as he's running after the catch. He laterals it to Toney, and Toney runs it for the score. And the flag was thrown right on the snap. As soon as Mahomes takes his little three-step drop, that was when the flag was thrown. And Mahomes goes off on a rant and slams his helmet and pretty much embarrassed himself on national TV. And he embarrassed himself even more in the postgame with his comments. But before I get to his postgame comments anyway, let's get back to the play. I want you guys to look back on that play and what you notice. Obviously, Kadarius Toney's foot was clearly offside on that first down play. That's number one. Number two, look at the way the offensive line is shifted. Bro, the offensive line was in the legal formation right before that play even developed. That's another thing. Then when Kadarius Toney, he bumps into two defenders of Buffalo. Then he gets open on the left side of the field. Mahomes doesn't even see him, and he throws it to Kelsey. Kadarius Toney is throwing a fit. He whips his right hand like, damn it, I didn't get the ball and I was wide open. So then he's all pouty, upset, and then he starts jogging around to where Travis Kelce's going until Kelsey sees him and he laterals the ball to him, and then he skips into the end zone for the touchdown, thinking that the Chiefs took the lead and then they win the game before the call was made. The problem that I have is it's not just the fact that Kansas City wide receivers are dropping passes because they have the most drop passes in the NFL, but this is just a very undisciplined offense, and they're missing Eric B, man. They're missing EB. He would have held those guys accountable. He would have held those guys accountable in terms of how they line up on the line of scrimmage. I said their offensive execution has just been awful. Not just the fact that the receivers are dropping passes. And funny, Kadarius Toney, no wonder my New York Football Giants got rid of him. Look, has he been held accountable for how many drops he's had? And look, Patrick Mahomes then in the postgame decides to go at the referees, and during the game, once he saw Josh Allen when the game was over, and he's hugging him, and he's like, oh, that's the wildest effing call, and he's just going crazy, and he can't believe he made that call. Just listen to what he said in the postgame. He's talking about how Travis Kelce is a Hall of Fame tight end. He makes a Hall of Fame play. I've never seen that in my 7 years in the NFL to make that call. And if you don't call it, he just ruined, what would have been a great play. Patrick Mahomes, that was first down when that offside happened. You had three other downs. To try to make a play. And what happened? Incomplete, and the game was over. And I can't tell you how much Sean McDummy of the Buffalo Bills almost cost him the game. And how the Bills just kept letting them hang around because, in my opinion, the Bills were the better team that day. And you can clearly see that. I know what people are gonna say. Oh, but they won without Tyreek Hill. They won the Super Bowl, but you already know that Eagles fans have still been complaining about that call with Bradbury in the end zone last year in the Super Bowl. Mind you, because I did the game and I was on stream when it happened. But my point is, now Mahomes knows how it feels on that it's not just about you, that it's just not about Travis Kelce. Andy Reid is not the type of coach to hold players accountable. When Patrick Mahomes threw the refs under the bus, that was his frustration to his wide receivers. He was looking at he sees Kadarius Toney in that referee. But my thing is, Kadarius Toney, probably 5 times in that game last night, was probably clearly offsides if you watch the game. He's never been held accountable for his drop passes. But it's always about, the great teammate that Patrick Mahomes, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Bro, I am a Mahomes fan. I love the way he plays the quarterback position. But I lost a lot of respect for him after that post-game press conference. Same with Andy Reid. You're now realizing that it takes a team to win. You guys chose to take Kadarius Toney, and we saw what he was with my New York Football Giants, but ain't gonna say nothing. I mean, they talk about they should have kept Juju Smith-Schuster, but not for the price that he was. Not for the price that he was gonna. That he wasn't worth the price, though, man. He wasn't worth the price. But I also said, that's the danger of always signing like a franchise quarterback that goddamn so much money, because eventually you was gonna listen. Believe it or not, if Tyreek Hill was still on this team, with all the flaws that the other receivers have, just having him and Kelsey would have more than made up for it, because Kansas City has a top 5 defense, but their offense is just so undisciplined. And y'all remember the game against Detroit with the Lions when that offensive lineman, I forgot who it was, but he kept getting penalty calls for his offside. He kept getting called for offside a lot. It's just this team does not have discipline on offense, so it's just more than the receivers dropping passes. Their inability to line up properly at the line of scrimmage has been bad. On top of the fact that they cannot execute offensively is just flat out sloppy. From the route running to the drop passes by the wideouts has got Mahomes frustrated. And this is the true greatness of a quarterback. It's how do you deal with this kind of adversity? And Mahomes has been holding this frustration for quite a long time. And Mahomes can't talk because Kansas City, the last few years, have been a big beneficiary of calls. So no, he doesn't get the right to complain. So no, Mahomes embarrassed himself. Him and Andy Reid both embarrassed themselves in that game last night. So I will say this though, for the Buffalo Bills, they get new life, because had they lost this game, their playoff hopes, it would have been over for them, and we would have probably been talking about them in the offseason. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Let me know what you guys think. I thought Mahomes and Andy Reid flat out embarrassed themselves after that terrible showing, and just blaming the referee for that when he actually made the right call. Kadarius Toney was clearly offside, and if you watch the game, there were other times in that game you could say he was offside, and he's never been held accountable for the amount of drop passes. It's always, me. So yeah, he took responsibility, but you got to get on your receivers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of the game between the Bills and the Chiefs last night, man. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.